Hi, I'm Manga Captor, and I've hit the dreaded reading slump. So welcome back to my channel. You might be thinking, well, what are you gonna do now? You read so much, your content is mostly about reading, so you can't be in a reading slump. Well, that's exactly why I'm in a reading slump. I've been focusing so much on reading to make content, and not actually reading because I want to read. And we need to turn that around, because I did set a New Year's resolution that I was going to read less out of pressure and more for just pure enjoyment, and I haven't exactly been doing that. Therefore, the reading slump has arrived with vengeance. So, how am I going to overcome this? Well, the first step is to just be honest and return all of the materials that I borrowed from the library because I'm simply not going to read it. So here is the stack of books that I am just simply not going to read, and they need to go back to the library so I don't just see them sitting there on my desk and feel worse about my reading slump. On top of that, I've also borrowed multiple titles from Libby. I placed them on hold a while ago and I was very excited at the time, but now that I can actually read them, I have no desire to read them. And I need to return them so that others can get a chance to read those titles and enjoy them. So that's step one. Step two is to water my other hobbies. I have plenty of hobbies that I have simply been neglecting because I've been focusing a lot of my time on reading. I love language learning, particularly Japanese, but I did fall off that treadmill and I need to get back on it. I also enjoy alone time, like taking myself out on dates or picnics, and I also, of course, love video games. So my theory is that by watering my other hobbies, I will get back into reading, because if I spend my time doing something else for a change, then the idea of reading sounds more attractive. Do you see the connection? Do you see the logic? So that is the plan. Will it work? I don't know. Either way, let's get right into it. It's been a few days since I last updated you guys, and I still very much don't feel like reading. I have been thinking about books and manga, and sometimes it does sound tempting to read. I actually did read a little bit last night. I read about 10 to 15 pages of manga, but I wasn't really into it. I felt like I was just trying to push through to the next page, and then the next page, and the next page. So we're still not quite there yet in terms of getting back into the swing of reading. I'm going to continue prioritizing my other hobbies and see if that helps. I've also thought about maybe reading in a different environment to see if that makes the reading experience more exciting or more engaging. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to keep chugging along and I'll update you guys later. Alright, I'll see you in the next clip. Alright you guys, we need to have a little chat. I think today the tides will start turning. I got a notification that something is out for delivery. Something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. I almost forgot it because it was a pre-order, and it might get me out of this reading slump. Now, what is it exactly? Well, you'll have to wait to see. But anyways, it's been a few days. I haven't really been filming that much. I've just been caught up in spending my free time how I want, not necessarily focusing on reading or vlogging, and honestly, I think it's starting to have an effect. I feel like I'm missing reading now. And I think that all that time I spent doing my other hobbies, like learning Japanese, video games, making art, which I did not film because I am shy. Yeah, all of that stuff. I feel like it's really helped me miss reading. And I don't know, we're almost there. I feel like we're almost past this reading slump. So yeah, that's just a brief little summary, brief little recap. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next clip. All right, it is here. The package has arrived. Do you see that? I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Look at this cover. This volume is so gorgeous. It's probably my most favorite volume in terms of looks. So this is the volume that I think can do it. I think this can get me out of my reading slump because the artwork is just so beautiful and the words themselves are pretty minimal. It's very much show not tell in terms of storytelling with this manga. We'll see if this does the trick. Wow, it's just such a gorgeous book. Oh my gosh. Just look at this artwork. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read this and I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, I finished reading this and then I went for a nap, and it was a great nap. I really love this series. It's just such a soothing slice of life, clearly because I took a nap right afterwards. This series is just so great if you're looking to get back into the flow of reading because it really is mostly focused on vibes. It's not necessarily trying to do a whole lot, it's just showing you the lives of these characters. So I'd say this was a success. I had a feeling that this book was going to help me get out of my reading slump because it's exactly the type of thing I love to read. And I'm just gonna focus more on quality over quantity basically when it comes to reading. I want to strive for a nice balance and not read because I feel like I need to, but more so read because I want to. Again, that whole feeling of reading being something I need to do is self-imposed, and I know it's something that I could just like deprogram from my mind. Hello again. It has been multiple days and I have not been reading. This time, instead of avoiding reading because I don't want to, I just simply haven't found time to read because I've been so occupied. But in the middle of all that busyness, I did finish the first volume of Gate 7 by Clamp. I've recently been pretty obsessed with Clamp, which is bizarre to me because there's tons of Clamp series out there that have been cancelled, dropped, and therefore they have no endings. There's a ton of them. XXX Holic doesn't have a proper ending. Gate 7 doesn't have an ending. Legal Drug was also dropped very quickly, but then there was Drug and Drop, which tried to resolve the storyline, but then it ended up making it more confusing and it was cancelled. Another thing is that Clamp reuses a lot of story beats. For example, in this series, there is a young guy who awakens to supernatural powers, and through that, he meets others with supernatural powers, gets brought to their collective household, and becomes the live-in cook. Kind of like an XXX Holic, where the main protagonist discovers that they have supernatural powers and wants help, goes to a witch's house, and the witch says, you know what, you have to become my live-in cook. Kind of like Legal Drug, where the protagonist realizes they have supernatural powers, is brought to a residence/business where others have supernatural powers, and becomes employed at the business located downstairs, which is a drugstore. And he also kind of is a live-in cook. So yes, there's a lot of similarities between different series, but I don't know, I find that I really enjoy that kind of story setup. It kind of just feels like found magical family. So that being said, Gate 7, I enjoyed it. I really like the art. I think the art is gorgeous. I just love series that have mythology, demons, gods, spirits, ghosts, all of that. I'm obsessed. So I'm enjoying this so far. I do know that it doesn't have a proper ending, so I'm not expecting anything amazing out of this series. I'm just here for the vibes. So I finished that, and I thought it was pretty good. And I also recently got volumes 5 and 6 of My Love Mix-Up. I've been waiting in line on Libby, and I finally got these volumes so I could read them, so I'm gonna go ahead and read them tonight. So I'll see you in the next clip. I just finished volumes 5 and 6 of My Love Mix-Up, and this series is just so cute. I love it so much, and I want more of it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wait until my library gets more copies digitally. I might just have to buy the next few. This series is just so cute. It's so adorable, and it deserves to be on my shelves. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite shoujo series, and I'm so happy that I'm back into the swing of reading so that I can enjoy titles like this. So yeah, that's my little reading update. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed, and I'll see you in the next clip. Today I got something in the mail and I'm just so excited to open it, so let's get into it. Oh my gosh, look! The spine is so cute. Alright, so I have a light novel. The Other Worlds books depend on the bean counter. I have not read the manga for this series, and I just decided I'm going to get into this story through the light novels. So I'm very excited about this. Oh my gosh, the back is so cute too. I just love that vivid pink. It has a little page here of character introductions. And look, it has really pretty pictures as well, which I always love about light novels. And yeah, I've had a long day, so I'm gonna go ahead and get cozy with this, and I'll see you in the next clip. Good morning. This morning I continued reading the Other Worlds books Depend on the Bean Counter, and I'm enjoying it so far. I do feel like at times the writing is a little bit clunky and a little bit repetitive. It uses a lot of the same language and adjectives to describe characters. Like this guy here, Aresh, is often described as young over and over again, and that he knows how to use magic, and I'm like, I get it. He's a magical young guy. I understand. But other than that, I'm enjoying the story so far. If you're unfamiliar with this story, it follows our main character who is a workaholic. He gets sucked into another world because he tries to save this young girl who's being isekai'd into this magical realm. And yeah, he tags along with her by trying to save her. And basically the people in this magical world are like, what the heck are we gonna do with you now? Like, we don't know what to do, so tell us, what do you want? You can have anything you want. You can just, live a lavish lifestyle and never have to work again, so just give us the word. And he is like, actually, give me a job. So he surprises everyone with his request, and he ends up working in this accounting department that has tons of issues, and he is determined to fix these issues. And since he's from another world, he has some tolerance issues with the magic. And there is a specific cure or treatment that is required when adults are allergic to magic, basically. And it's pretty, I don't know how else to say it, but it's basically they have to sleep together. It's so stupid. It's so stupid that it works. Regardless of that plot, there's still consent between the characters, which I was really happy about, because I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous of the forced proximity situation, because I'm not a huge fan of that, where the author's like, now you have to sleep in the same bed and let's see what happens. It's kind of just not my thing. But I just love how our main protagonist is always talking about how beautiful and how amazing his looks are, and he's always making a point about that, and I'm like, okay, cute, you like him. It's a cute, silly, funny read, and this is besides the point, but this book is perfectly floppy. I love reading books like that because I do not like a stiff book. It's so uncomfortable to hold, which is why I primarily like to read on my Kindle. But when it's a book like this that's really oh, I lost my book. I lost my page. I know what chapter I was on, so it's good. The point is, I like floppy books. I know that probably just pained some people, but I don't know. I like to take care of my manga very well. I like to be very careful with it when I read, but when it comes to novels, I am not as careful. Sometimes I'll bend the cover backwards so I can hold it better. Just anything I need to do to read comfortably. So anyways, so far this is a good reading experience. I'm just slightly peeved at the writing a tiny bit because it's a little bit repetitive at moments. Sentences are a little bit clunky. I don't know if that's a translation issue or what. It does take away a little bit, at least for me, from the story and the reading experience. But these two guys are just adorable, and I just want to see more of them, so I'm willing to just overlook that. It's not the end of the world. So I think it's safe to say that I am out of my reading slump. I've actually been recording this vlog for quite a while, since February, and I feel like the desire to read has 100% come back. Spending time with my other hobbies ended up effectively making me want to read, because I was like, I miss it. I miss sitting down and reading, getting transported into these fun worlds, and spending time with fun characters, and I'm glad to have the energy back for reading. And with that, I'll be ending today's vlog. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you'd like to watch more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.